Hi, my name is Teri Moore, and I'm here to take you through an all-levels Pilates class at Pilates in the Grove online. Let's start with our feet directly underneath our hips at the end of our mat, and our arms are down by our side. We're going to go ahead and do a roll down first, a couple of these, just to mobilize our spine, a dynamic stretch, okay? So let's nod our chin to our chest, roll all the way down, reaching our fingertips to the floor. I'm going to go ahead and soften my knees and lift my heels. Press my heels into the floor, and I'm going to slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. I'm going to do that again. Nod the chin to the chest, roll all the way down. Bend the knees, lift the heels, press the heels into the floor, and slowly roll all the way up. 2 more times. Roll all the way down. Bend the knees, lift the heels, press the heels into the floor, and slowly roll all the way up. And I'm going to do one more, just one more. Nod the chin to the chest, bend the knees, lift the heels, press the heels into the floor, and roll all the way up. Take your hands down by your side for flat back. That was your round back. So your flat back goes 1. So you're going to hold that flat back position. So a tabletop with your spine. Now I'm going to go into a plie. I'm going to hold it there. From the plie, my hands are going to go to the mat. I'm going to stretch my legs. And from there, my arms go back over my head. I straighten my legs as my arms come back to the pelvis. And we have to think on that one, right? 1, plie 2, hands on the mat 3, plie 4, arms on 5, and stretch on 6. And 1, plie 2, hands on the mat, stretch your legs, arms over the head, stretch your legs, just do one more. Flat back 1, plie as you reach, hands on the mat as you reach, bend, straighten, and stretch. Yes. Okay, so we've got our heart rate up just a little bit. So let's go ahead and roll down into a plank. So nod your chin to your chest, place your hands on the mat, and just walk. How far can we go without lifting our heels? Okay, that's it. That's it. That's as far as I can go. Now I'm going to keep walking. Now my heels are going to lift until I come into this long plank position. My plank is long. My feet are directly in line with my sits bones. My shoulders are in line with my wrists. There's energy coming out of the top of my head. And I'm going to hold this plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now my left hand's going to come to the center of my mat as I rotate into a plank position for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now my right hand comes back to the mat. Adjust my left hand, right hand to the center. Open up that left shoulder and stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the mat, back to the center, and hold the plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, knees on the mat, and press back to your child's pose. And just hold. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and swing my legs around to the front. And I'm going to go into a saw position. So my heels are no wider than the mat. My arms are going to come out into a T position. I'm going to rotate to my right as far as I can. That's as far as I can go without lifting my left hip. My left arm's going to continue. My left pinky is going to continue to my right pinky toe as I look over my right shoulder. I'm going to come back to the center and go to the other side. Rotate to my left. Reach my right pinky to my left, looking over my left shoulder. Back up to the center and back to the front. Rotate to the right. Reach my left, looking over my right shoulder. Back up, back to the center. Rotate to the other side. We got that spiral going there. Looking over your left shoulder, right pinky to left pinky toe. Back to the center and stay. Take both feet in, right in line with the sits bones. Take your hands in a position where the palms are facing down, right in line with the shoulders for our spine stretch. Nod your chin to your chest. Roll forward towards your toes. So I'm rolling over this imaginary ball. So I'm really hollowing out my belly. And then I want to stack my spine one vertebra at a time onto that imaginary wall. And again, nod the chin to the chest. Roll forward. Reach over the toes. And then slowly we're going to do that one more time. And again, nod the chin to the chest. Roll forward over that imaginary ball, and then stack that spine up an imaginary wall. Good. Bend your knees into your tailbone. You're going to hold on to your ankles for rolling like a ball. So our spine should be nice and warm now. So my toes lift off the mat. I'm holding onto my ankles. My chin is level to the floor, and I'm bringing my belly button into my lower back. I'm going to inhale to roll back, exhale to roll up, to balance. So this is a balance exercise as well as a rolling and a breathing exercise. So here I go. Inhale to roll back, exhale, balance. Inhale to roll back, exhale, balance. Inhale to roll back, exhale to balance. Inhale to roll back. Let's do one more. Inhale to roll back and exhale to balance. Now I'm going to take my hands on the back. We're not going to do rocker, but I'm going to do a little bit of a prep for it. One, and I'm going to bend. I'm going to go two, and I'm going to bend. Now both legs are going to stretch and bend. Both legs are going to stretch and bend. Now my left leg stretches and I bend it. My right leg stretches and I bend. Both legs and both legs. Now close both legs. See if you can balance in a teaser for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both arms up. Place your left hand on the left hand side of your right knee. Look over your right shoulder. Press into that left with your left hand into the right knee just to assist that stretch. Right arm comes overhead, left arm overhead. Take your right hand on the outside of your left knee. Look over your left shoulder and just assist that stretch. Left arm up and right arm up. Open and finish. Let's go to a sideline. So I'm going to place my tailbone at the edge of the mat. My legs are going to be positioned so they're in a straight line from, like a diagonal line actually, from my hips down to the front of the mat. So the feet are at the front of the mat, the tailbone's in the back of the mat. I'm going to be propped up on my left arm. I'm going to lift up out of my waist. So you don't want to be sinking into the waist. When you do that, you put pressure on your shoulders. So you want to lift up, place your right hand behind your head, float your right leg off and flex that foot. Just hold it there. I'm going to take a double kick forward and a point back. So it goes flex, flex, and I want to point back. So as I'm doing this, I'm breathing out and I inhale to press back. Shh, shh, and 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 press back. Let's do 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg as you come forward and the stretch in the front of the leg as you go back. Now, I'm going to stay back there. My hips and shoulders are square to the front. I'm going to flex that right foot and I'm going to take a circle. So I'm going to come up and over. So notice how I'm not externally rotating. I'm keeping that parallel position. And 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 2 more, 7. And you know we got to reverse it. Here we go. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 2 more, and 7 and the last one in 8. Now come to this position when foot is still flexed, and we're just going to go up an inch down. And 2, still lifting up out of that left waist. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now just hold it there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg. Now what I want to do is I want to bring my legs right underneath my hips. I'm going to slide my left arm down, so now I'm in a real true sideline. My heels are together, so I'm really squeezing, working my inner thighs. My right arm is propping up on the front of the mat, and we're just going to lift and lower. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still squeezing those heels together, 7, and 8, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Now stay there, 1, rotate to parallel. Let's scissor, 1. So it doesn't have to be a big scissor, just a little scissor, trying to keep the hips square to the front. 3, don't drop in that right hip. 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7. Last one in 8. Come back to your center, heels together. Lift that right leg as high as you can. Well, not as high as you can, actually like higher than your left, and just tap that left. 2, 3, 4. Just tap, tap, tap. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Squeeze it together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees in and just give yourself a pat. Push yourself up, and let's go ahead and swing our legs around to the other side for the other side. Bring your tailbone to the back of the mat. Bring your legs on a diagonal line in front of the mat. Remember, I'm lifting up out of my right waist, out of that right shoulder. My left hand goes behind my head as I float my left leg up. Flex that foot, double kick front. 1, 2, these are your side kicks. Flex, flex, point back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Now remember, we stay back there because we have to prepare for that circle. Flex that foot. Circle the leg 1, circle 2, circle 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and the last one in 8. Now we have to reverse it. We go the other way. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and the last one 8. Now hover. You pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now stay there. Hang out there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower the leg. Let's extend. Now, extend your right arm on the floor. Bring your left arm forward. Heels are together, toes are apart in this position. So from here, we're going to lift 1. Remember, we did 16. 2. Really squeezing and working those inner thighs. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you squeeze and hold. Now rotate to parallel. Here comes your scissor. 1, 2, 3, 16 counts. 4, doesn't have to be big. 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to your first. Lift the left top leg is higher than the right. Tap at 1, tap 2, tap 3, tap 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just bend your knees. Ooh, give yourself a pat. Let's lay on our bellies. So prone on the belly. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a swimming prep. My forehead is going to come on my hands, and I'm going to separate my feet, and they're slightly externally rotated. So I just like a slight internal instead of a parallel. So not really open, just slightly. So forehead on the hands. Let's just lift our right leg off the mat using that right glute and lower. Lift your left leg off the mat, stay, and lower. Lift your right leg off the mat, hold, and lower. And lift the left, hold. Now lift both legs up, hold it, and lower. Exhale for 2, stay, hold, and lower. Exhale for 3, stay, hold, and lower. Last one, exhale for 4, stay, hold, and lower. Good job. Place your hands on the mat. Bring your shoulders, your hands directly beside your shoulders for your swan. So I'm going to lift my chest. I'm going to think of an inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift for 2. Exhale to lower. Again, inhale to lift for 3 and lower. Now I'm going to take a swan dive. So my glutes have a lot to do with this, lifting the legs. So I'm really going to engage my glutes and my core, and I'm going to lift, and I'm going to stay. As I dive forward, my arms are going to shoot in front of me. So I'm going to go 1, 2, just one more time, 3, and lift and lower. I'm going to bring my knees in line with my hips and just go in to finish with a little cat and cow. So the cat and cow is a flexion and an extension. So think of drawing the belly button into the lower back. After all that extension in your swimming prep and your swan dive, this will feel great. And then lower the lower back into the mat. Open your chest without crunching your neck. So your head is stacked directly on top of your shoulders. Draw your belly button into the lower back as you send it to the ceiling, and then slowly start dropping the belly down into the mat as you send it to the floor. And again, let's send the belly button up to the sending or into space. And you drop the belly button down to the mat or to earth. One more time. Draw it all the way in. Hold. And bring it all the way down and stay. Now let's go ahead and curl the toes under. Let's just go ahead and curl, and let's lift our knees off the mat and stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, using that core, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's go ahead and step out like we did in the beginning of the class. Let's stay for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now this time I want you to walk your hands back to your heels, pressing your heels into the floor and dropping, sending your tailbone to the ceiling. I want to bring my feet directly in line with my sits bones. I'm going to send my right leg up to like an arabesque. I'm going to hold that arabesque, pressing my left heel into the mat. I'm going to bend my right knee, and I'm going to open up my right hip as much as I can, reaching my toe toward the floor. Very dancer pose here. Extend the right leg up to 90, and I'm going to flex that foot to come in. Other side. Send my left leg up, hold that position, bend that knee, reach my left toe to the floor, hold, send it up, flex the foot and lower. Now I'm going to walk my hands back to my feet, drop my head to my knees, and then slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Thank you for joining me for this mixed level class today at Pilates in the Grove online.